Hello, my name is Claudia Cepeda and I am doing my week 5 discussion video, which is about social stratification. After reading the material and watching the videos, I completely understand and agree with social stratification, or let's just call it discrimination. As you can tell by my heavy accent, I am not white. I'm Hispanic. And I have lived in the United States for 14, 15 years, I believe. And I have to admit, it's been tough. The videos and lecture only talk about whites and blacks, but I can honestly say that I have been discriminated when I first came to this country. I did not speak a word of English, so I was always teased at school. I was always called names by other students, and it wasn't really fun. I have been in the workforce for 18 years, and I remember one of my first jobs. I was working as the assistant of a recruiter in an HR department for a Canadian company. And I remember she was a female, and she used to separate the resumes of people by last names and first names. And she will just put apart those resumes that had a last name that sound is Hispanic, such as Lopez, Hernandez, Rodriguez, things like that. Or she will put aside the resumes of people that their name was Tanisha, Makisha, Lakeisha, which are they're considered African American first names. So now I see how these companies, there are some companies that they do discriminate against blacks and Hispanics or other races, that they prefer to hire white people. Also, whether we accept it or not, I believe that we do discriminate once in a we discriminate. And I'm not just talking about whites and blacks, or I'm talking here about women against men, Hispanic against other races. I think there's just everybody feels that they're better than other people at some point in their life. For example, when we hear the news about a person that robbed the bank in Riviera Beach, we automatically assume that the robber was a black male, or if we hear that a person commits a crime, we automatically put a sticker on that person with their name, race, language, or we just assume that the person is black or Hispanic. There's a video on Facebook, I don't know if anybody has seen it, but it's a study that it was done in Mexico, where some scientists, they put two dolls, one black and one white, and they brought several kids into their rooms, and they were asking several questions to these kids. Some of the questions were, what doll is bad, or what doll is ugly, and all the negative responses were towards the black doll, while all the positive responses were towards the white doll. I'm gonna try later on to look for the video. I'm gonna try to post it. But it was a very cool study that it was done in Mexico, and it's just that what I'm trying to say is that sometimes as parents, we are the ones who are teaching our kids that we should discriminate against some races or against some colors or people that speak other languages. Also, I also feel that as parents, we are the ones who encourage discrimination to our children. I have a child who is 13 years old, and one day I received a phone call from his school to let me know that he got into a fight. Well, a self-defense fight. Therefore, he wasn't going to be punished, or there were not going to be any consequences against him. And I had to admit, I was not happy. I was very upset because my son was being bullied or teased. So when my son came home, he was very polite. He apologized, and he was trying to explain to me what had happened. But I interrupted him, and I asked him the race of the kid. And I asked him directly, was the kid black or white? He looked at me and he told me he was white. And then he followed the statement saying, does that matter? And then that's when I realized how dumb my question was. No, well, what's done is done. I couldn't do anything else. I live in Wellington, in a middle class neighborhood, and now every time my son wants to bring a friend over to the house, he discloses everything about the kid. The race of the kid, how the parents, marital status, everything. And if the kid is black, he tells me, oh, by the way, he's black. But he never gets in trouble and he gets good grades. Just like giving me heads up, like, so he understands that there's discrimination. I don't feel that I discriminate against black people or white people, but he understands that there's that in our society there is discrimination against certain races. So I guess he just gives me heads up of what's gonna happen or who is he gonna bring. And I feel that he understands that there are social differences placed by people. I try to talk to him and explain to him that we are all equal and we should not discriminate against anybody, especially in this country, because we live in a country full of diversity, with people that speak several languages, that are from different colors, that are from different races and backgrounds. So I'm not really sure if I'm doing a great job, but I try to explain to him that we should not discriminate, because you just never know. I tell him that as long as you study, you do whatever is right for society, you should be fine. And that's it. Bye bye.